Hey there, everyone. It's Sherry, your turnaround coach, and time for another amazing episode of Turnaround Coach, the place where you can find little tidbits of information that will help you with your transformation in your organization. Now, we've been talking about a lot of really great things over the past few weeks, and we're already on episode number 18, which I can't even hardly believe it. But today's episode is going to be kind of a weird one because I'm going to talk to you about something I find so very important, but then that so very important piece could be mistaken for something even more important, if that makes any sense. So let's get started. As we are doing turnarounds, transforming our businesses, taking ourselves to the next level, we really need to think about what are the small little details that we have to pay attention to as the leader in order to make everything happen. We've talked about things like making sure you have the right people on the bus, making sure that you're promoting the right strategies, the successful strategies, making sure that you're really paying attention to your climate and culture, making sure you have your systems and processes, and making sure that you as a leader has the skills that you need. But here's something that I always find super, super important. And I say you have to celebrate the small wins. If you want to keep your people motivated, if you want to make sure that you can continue to go from win to win to win to win, and eventually keep moving up that curve so that you can hit that level of success that you're striving for, you have to find the wins and you have to celebrate them. Now, of course, that does not mean that you only think about wins. If you have any failures, if you have any setbacks, you have to address those. You have to learn from them. You really have to take them, dig deep into what happened, figure out where the little turn went so that you don't keep repeating your mistakes, right? So it's kind of this fine balance between celebrating wins and learning from any of your mistakes along the way. Now, here's where this is going to become a little bit confusing. You also have to remember that just because you're celebrating the small wins, the work doesn't stop there. Don't mistake a small win for getting to your level of success. So let's talk about that a little bit. So many times when we're feeling like we're uncomfortable, when we're feeling like we are working so hard to make change and we hit that first small win, we can, and this is just human nature and it happens so many times, stop. Oh, well, I did this, I accomplished this, and look it's made such a big difference. Let's just stop here. But guys, the small win might be here and you're still trying to get here. And if you stop here, will you ever get to here? You're not. Chances are you could maybe continue to make a little bit more progress, but you're never going to get to that level that you're attaining to. Let me give you an example. So many times as I was learning and starting to develop my business, I would feel like, oh, I got a customer. Great. And then I would, especially in the first couple of months of doing this, let my marketing kind of stop. Because I'd gotten a customer, I'd gotten paid. But guess what? After that money was gone, how was I going to get more money? I wasn't. And I've learned that that happens so many times with people, that once you hit a first milestone, especially, or those early milestones, you feel such a sense of satisfaction, a sense of, wow, I accomplished this, that's where we stop. And it's going to be super important to really think about this with your team as well, especially if you're not a team of one. If you have people that are working with you, they're going to feel really good about that first win, especially if it's a kind of big one. But keeping them moving on that path is what's actually going to get you to your final goal. That's why with a lot of the work that I do, we have incremental milestones set for review to see what we're doing. And one of the things that was super important as I went through this at the schools every quarter, because it just made sense, that was when we did our grading for students. So it made sense that's when we would do our grading for our campus, so to speak. I would sit down with my team and we would look at what did we do that worked so we can continue. What did we do that didn't work and that we needed to adjust? And then what else did we need to add? And the reports that I would actually have to submit, especially from this last school that would get submitted to the state, actually had us throughout the year having to submit Q1 report with a certain set of activities, Q2 report with some of those activities continuing on, especially if they're working. But if they only saw us continuing with those same activities, their concern would be, well, are we just going to stay at that level? So we would have to add some additional things to get to that next milestone, if that makes sense. So it is something that is truly research-based. It is something that truly is going to help you continue on that path, because it's just so easy to get so excited when you feel that first win. So takeaways from today: make sure you're celebrating your small wins. Absolutely. And get overly excited about them. Really do, because that's hard work. Getting to that first milestone, it may have taken you months. It may have taken you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get there. And you should celebrate that. But don't forget about the other pieces. Looking at the things that didn't go so well, learning from those mistakes, and remembering that neither one of those is your end goal. That you're still striving to reach the top by looking at those types of things and then continuing on with your plans. And a good turnaround coach is going to help guide you through that. So I will wrap up today with, if you are on a path of making a transformation in your organization and you want a little extra support, reach out to me, because I have some amazing ways that I can work with you at different levels, at different monetary cost to you, but I want to make sure it's tailored to your needs. So I definitely wouldn't just slap you with something that was here when you needed something over here. But reach out. I'm going to put my email in the show notes so that you can make sure to reach out to me and get all of your questions answered. But most importantly, get yourself on a path of success, because life is too short and nobody starts our organization to be mediocre. Nobody wants to be the okayest business, right? We all are striving for excellence, and I can help you get on that path today. All right, y'all. I hope you got just a little something from this week's episode. And once again, this is Sherry, your turnaround coach, and go out there and make all great things happen. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you next week right here on Turnaround Coach.